Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody doing today? It is Monday evening, and thank God I am at home. I'm relaxed. I hope you guys are doing well. Just came home from working out, trying to get this body, keep getting this body right. Ready, trying to get myself ready for that next summer coming up, God willing. Yeah, I'm talking about something that is pretty different. Some of you may have heard of this, some of you may have not, but it is definitely a real thing. Hey, you new? Hey, Kevin. Hey, TP. What's good? Good to see you guys. Um, y'all may kind of know about this. Some of you have probably even heard about this or maybe have went on some different. Hey, Clean, what's good? Good to see you. Thank you. Y'all may have seen some videos about monitoring spirits, and you're like, well, what the hell is that? Uh monitoring spirits. Hey, Captain Wolf, what's good? Monitoring spirits are basically you know every one of us has a spirit, right? We have I believe we all have a spirit. We all have a soul. I believe that there is good and evil. And I believe that some of us have spirits and not always good spirits. So it's kind of like, do y'all remember when y'all was kids and y'all had that y'all would see cartoons? Hey, Julia, what's good? Good to see you. um you would have that you would always see that cartoon where it's an angel on one side. Hey, Philly, how you doing? Angel on one side and the devil on the other. Well, it's really, I think it's realistic as well. We all battle with the good and the bad. And a lot of people, when they say monitoring spirits, it's basically people that are maybe operating under envy or jealousy or backbiting, um, or gossiping kind of spirit that they're operating under. Basically, they watch you in your life and the things that you say. They even watch your body language. They watch a lot about you. They study you, to kind of see your strengths and your weaknesses. Sometimes they even pass on information to other enemies or other people, and they use certain information against you. You find that in a lot of social media because most of us are on a computer or a phone, and anybody can, if you put your business out there, anybody can get a glimpse of your life because of the things maybe you say. I learned a long time ago, oversharing is a really bad idea because you just don't know who you're talking to. You don't know who you're talking to behind the smile. You could be thinking you're, hey, Rocky, what's good? You could be talking to someone that you think, hey, Andrea, good to see you. You could be talking to someone that you really think that really likes you, that they really have your best interest in heart, and that they actually are down with you. They're loyal to you. What's up, Jay? And all the time they're collecting information. So when they decide that they're going to turn on you, then you're going to see all of the information that you gave them. It will be displayed. Hey, Randy, what's good? A listening ear will turn into a running mouth. And isn't that the truth? Um, Julia, you seem like you have some wisdom. I don't know if you are a young lady or middle age or whatever, but a lot of older people say things like this because they understand, they have lived life, and they understand that a lot of times A smiling face is not always a friend. It's sometimes a foe. And unfortunately, you will meet. Oh, okay. Well, hey, you still a young woman. Unfortunately, you will meet people like that on a daily basis. I have definitely learned and had my share of smiling faces, but they are not always. Hey, Tariq, good to see you. I haven't seen you in a minute. I'm glad to see you, Tariq. You'll find out that a lot of times some of these people that you think are really cool people, they're not that at all. You know what I'm saying? And they watch you. It's like a have y'all ever seen a lion watching their prey? They're like in that they're in the jungle and they're in that the bush or they're somewhere hiding, but they are really they're really trying to uh see where their prey is and get a good view of their prey and how they're going to attack their prey. That's basically how some people do, and that's unfortunate. Some people are predators. The beef was good. They're predators, and it's not always. And some people watch you because they might not ever tell you, but they secretly admire you. Right? There is some people that will watch you and secretly admire you. They like something about you. They like that you can maybe do something that they can't do, or they it's something about you that really is appealing to them. You might not ever hear it, but there is some people that will sit back and watch you for that reason. But there on the flip side, there are people that are waiting for you to uh tell your business or waiting for you to be vulnerable so that they can attack in whatever way. And if some of you haven't, and I'm going to speak grower tech. Hey, Cache, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you. And I hope you come back and listen to the playback. And Jay said, what I've learned over the years was foresight is just to study behavioral patterns and consistency. First red flags is over friendly and argumentative on your behalf for no reason. Right. You know, so you'll kind of, if you live long enough, you're definitely going to see it. You're going to experience it. Every smiling face is not a friend. It's just not. And people will sit back and watch your moves. They will sit back and watch the things you say and how you say it. They really try to study their prey. They see you as prey. They don't see you as another human being. They want something from you. They envy something about you that they don't possess. And they really try to really one up on you, because they have that envious spirit. And when you have an envious spirit, you want to take what another person has. There's something about that person, or you know, certain people that you envy. You envy and you want what they have, and that's most of the time that's people that have that monitoring spirit where they sit back and watch you, and so that they can attack. I'm going to share with you a little of new breed for some of y'all may not practice Christianity or whatever, and that's fine. People, hey Don, what's good? People can believe what they want to, but he is a person that is based in he is a believer, and I'm not sure, but I think he is I think he's an Israelite, but he is a person that I sometimes watch, and a lot of things he say actually make sense. What's up, sis? What's up, Nark? What's up, Dimple D? And I want to share this with y'all. Some of y'all, like I said, will probably have to come back and listen to the replay because it is a lot to unfold. So I want to share this with you, just a little bit of it, and it's called monitoring spirits, game stalking, and see. for those people that don't believe in a spiritual world, um, I'm just gonna tell you to keep living, because if you keep living and you really start paying attention and not be so blinded by what you feel and what you see, you will be amazed at the things that you have not seen because you don't want to see it. Um, People are blinded to the evil and the good. If you can't see it through watching some of the news or just watching, listening at certain stories, crime stories, people have gotten wickeder and more wicked. I'm gonna say they've gotten wicked and more wicked throughout the years, right? They really have no conscience, some people, and you have to know that there's something more uh demonic behind it, because even when you do something bad, you feel bad about it, right? So that means you got a conscience. But some people, they do things, or and they think nothing of what they've done. Nothing. And this is when you have been turned over to a reprobate mind. It's basically an unrepentant mind. You have no conscience. You are only about your own feelings and your own selfish needs and wants. So that's basically what that is. But I want to share this with you for those who are interested. Those who not, I understand it. It might not be for you, but it is something to think about when you are dealing with people and you see how people move, and how when people turn on you, how easy for them to do it because they have so much hatred and envy in their heart. So I'm going to share this with you, and it's just a little bit. And like I said, this is not for everybody, and I understand. So if you would like to stick around, I appreciate it.
I want to talk about gang stalking, the whole program and what it's about. And I also want to talk about witchcraft backfiring. Yes, indeed. First and foremost, brothers and sisters, I need you all to understand this off the top. Everything that your enemies have done to you, they're going to have to pay for it. Everything. And it's not a situation, well, the better wording would be, it's not that you all want to see people hurt or see people destroyed, totally obliterated, but they're doing it to themselves. They're doing it to themselves. All throughout the text, the Most High said, harm not my anointed, touch not my elected, meaning keep your mouth off of those people. Keep, don't say anything that is detrimental towards those people. Don't harm his elect. Don't disrupt their progress.
Hey,
Anybody who
General.
stands in
Hey,
the way of
Commander.
your progress and tries to stop you, it will come back on them. Now, we will hope that people just get saved and get their minds right. And what I mean by saved is begin to follow the law, statutes, and commandments and follow those accordingly. And we would rather people just literally come into this truth, right? But it's like they're possessed. There's no other words to put it. They're possessed. They will stop at no
Gary.
end, even if that means self-destruction. And you need to understand that all those monitoring spirits, all those entities and forces that have been watching, clocking, trying to throw a wrench in the whole program, everything that they're doing is about to backfire. Now, we're talking about gang stalking, right? We're talking about the
27.
monitoring spirits. How do monitoring
Hey,
spirits work?
Silverback.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, they work through witchcraft. So everything is literally connected. Monitoring spirits work through witchcraft. There's individuals that may be your friends, family, colleagues, associates who are doing things behind closed doors. They're playing with certain entities. They're dealing with tarot cards. They're dealing with psychic readings. They're dealing with stones. They're burning sage. And they're fixated on an individual. They have manifestation journals where they sit and they watch certain people. They may watch them on
Hey,
social
Esme.
media. They take pictures of that person. They literally, there's people out here who have altars on certain targeted individuals, on certain people who are chosen. And I know this all sounds
Hey, Annie.
like something out of a sci-fi movie or a horror movie. I get it, but I'm living in the real world, and I understand that everything around us is spiritual. I understand that you can only serve one or two masters. Most of the world are not serving the God of Israel, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They're not serving the Most High God. Therefore, by process of elimination, they're dealing with all kind of other forces and entities, and they're channeling certain spirits and demons to watch and essentially stalk certain people in society who are following the Most High, who are revolutionary in their thoughts, people who are highly intelligent, people who can stand by themselves, who don't have a hive mentality, people who are courageous. These typically are the people who are not basically glued to the social confines of Democrats, Republicans, and people who have social, political, economic differences, religious differences from most people. These type of people who stand out, people who have the power to be leaders, and they're not just following everything and they're not believing everything they hear. These are the type of people that pose a threat to the witches, the warlocks, the perpetrators. And this is why some of you all may be experiencing phenomenons taking place in your life that you don't quite understand. You may be being followed in your own community.
Again, I just want to give a disclaimer so no one is offended. This live might not be for you if you are easily or you're offended by people talking about their beliefs. So I don't want to offend anyone. So again, if this might not be for you, but this is something that you could be open to seeing if this is something that it may speak to you. So if you would like to stick around, you are more than welcome. And I hope I spoke to everyone. Hello to everyone that came in, and for those who will come in a little later.
You may notice that some of your property may be being damaged. You may notice when you come out of your home, other people come out of their home as well. You may notice a lot of spam calling. You may notice the feeling of somebody watching you everywhere you go. It's like privacy is few and far in between. And even when you're dealing in private, your
Thank
intuition kicks in and
you.
you realize that you don't have
Thank you,
privacy at
Three.
all, especially with all these technological advances. You know, they got people watching people through webcams, hacking IP addresses. There's so much that goes on where you feel as if you're being monitored. So I want to let you know off the break, you're not crazy. They would like you to believe that you're crazy because they want to 5150 you. They want you in St. Eve's. They want you to be in a psych ward, essentially, where they can conduct experiments on you, or they just want you to just crash out. They want you to tweak out, crash out, throw your life away, throw your purpose away, and get yourself incarcerated. And that's the goal of a monitoring spirit. Is it's just to make you feel out of place. It was one song back in the day. It went, sometimes I feel like somebody's watching me. Hey, that song is real. I don't know who the artist.
I don't know who that song is. I'm sorry for eating that. So rude. But hey, Lacola, what's up, beautiful? Hey, T1000, how are you? Good to have you. Randy said you got to put on the full armor of God every morning when you wake. It is a spiritual battleground out here. And if you haven't paid attention, just look around. That's all I'm going to tell you. And if you still can't see it, I don't know what to tell you. If it doesn't apply, it doesn't apply. It's good to have awareness what some might be going through. Right. If it don't apply, let it fly. Hey, Andrea.
Artist who sung that. I want to say it was Michael Jackson, but I don't think it was. I don't think it was Michael Jackson. But nonetheless, those are monitoring spirits. Those are entities and forces that watch. They use technology. Some of them just use spirits. They can actually send what we call archons, shadow beings. And this is why you got to be. It was Rockwell. Okay, thank you. This is why you got to be prayed up. You got to be in the spirit. You got to be in your scriptures. You got to have that insight and know when something is in your home that don't belong there. Something that can act as a point of entry, such as something that you purchase somewhere, uh, like maybe a pawn shop or a flea market or something like that you've purchased that may be something that a witch have casted gens in. So witches and warlocks are always looking for points of entry. So you got to keep your home clean. You got to keep your environment clean. Make sure it's nothing that is not of the most high in there, right? Keep it pure, right? So now back to the monitoring spirits. Hopefully you got a real understanding of what they are. A lot of people label it gang stalking. It's typically when a group of people come together in an organized front to pretty much watch one person. And this happens all the time, especially when you're just a special type of person.
Hey, Tyler, what's good, beautiful? Thank you for coming through. Yeah, like I said, 27, it ain't for everybody. So, like I said, this is a different topic. So, it might catch some people off guard, or it may not be something that someone wants to hear, and that's perfectly fine. But it is something that is going on that I see too. Just stay tuned.
So you're not like everybody. They fear you.
Hey, Renisha.
They fear you. Now, we got to talk about these witches. We got to talk
What's up,
about these
Vince?
witches. Now, there's a lot of witchcraft going on in society. It's become normacy in this day and age. And what I need you all to understand is a lot of witchcraft will backfire on a lot of people in the near future. It will backfire. I was watching a particular video where a young lady was talking about conducting love spells on her interest, her love interest. She was interested in some man, right? That more than likely wasn't interested in her, but it has become normal for ladies these days to actually do these spells, to actually do love spells, and actually do witchcraft to manifest the man that they're interested in. And this is something that is really happening. And it's not only that, you have a lot of witches actually doing spells to corrupt somebody's position in life. They're doing spells to try to put sickness on people, take people's health, all kind of things. Like it may be one of you ladies who have a coworker out here who just don't like you for whatever reason. She just don't like you. So she want to get you fired from your job. And there's certain spells she can do. This is why you got to be careful not to let everybody in your home. You can't let any woman in your home to have dinner with you and your family, your husband and children, because these witches will leave things into the home. They will plant items in your home. They will take items from your home, and they will do different things. Now, we're talking about witchcraft backfiring because chosen ones, we're moving to an ascension phase. We're elevating. We're becoming more powerful in the spirit realm because the Most High has chastised a lot of us, and we've endured a lot, and we're becoming stronger. We're literally leveling up at this time. If you in the right frequency, if you understand that, you know, everything that these devils do is going to work out on our behalf. They're going to hand over the keys to the kingdom and not even realize it. Once you understand that and you operate in that, you become very powerful. There's a surge of power going through all the chosen ones of the Almighty who serve the God of Israel. Now, there was a story of this lady, and she was talking about this love spell that she was doing on this young man. And she had a spirit guide that she went to, and her spirit guide warned her not to do a spell on that particular man right there. You can do a spell on most of the people in your community, in your neighborhood, in your environment, but that one right there, the spirit guide warned her, don't you do no spell on that one. He has a praying grandmother. He is in the truth. He has the wisdom, and God Almighty chose him to do certain things in life. And the woman was warned, and I watched this whole story, and I'm going to break it down what I got from it. So she was warned, and she went against her spirit guide, which a spirit guide is a witch. It's just a higher ranking witch, right? So let's make this clear. A spirit guide is just a higher ranking witch, right? So she went to this spirit guide, and the spirit guide warned her, don't mess with that one. So she went to light a candle with the man's photo wrapped around the candle. I don't know what kind of stuff they into, but this is what she said. This is what she said she did, rather. She began to burn the wick of the candle, and the candle went out immediately. The candle went out immediately. And that's odd because the type of wick, it doesn't go out. So she attempted to do it again. And all of a sudden, it went out again. So this lady was so fixated on this man that she said, you know what? I want this man, which goes to show that a lot of the 2/3 are infatuated with God's chosen people at this current time, in this current juncture. Don't get it twisted. They act like y'all weirdos and y'all ain't nothing and y'all clowns and nobody's watching and monitoring and peeping y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, they're all watching y'all, the chosen ones, God's people, who are trying to do the right thing to the best of their abilities. And they're infatuated, and they're done dealing with the wickedness, the wicked people, because that's too easy. They've already pair bonded with them. They're already trauma bonded with them. Now they want to go after something that's a little bit more elite, right? They want to go after brothers and sisters who have the light, right? So what ended up happening is she lit it for the 3rd time. The fire just, instead of the wick going out, all of a sudden the candle knocked over. A fire burnt this woman's house down. She barely escaped with her life. I mean, it was just like almost like it literally blew up in her face. Literally, it blew up in her face. Started a fire, caught onto one of the drapes. The woman made it out with 3rd-degree burns all over half of her body.
Oh, wow.
Now, what do we learn from that? What do we gather from that? Now, this is a podcast I'm listening to, and I'm all in this podcast listening like, wow. And what do we learn from that? We learned that when the Most High have chose you before you even entered the womb, and he have put a purpose on your life, when he has made it clear that this is my elected, I'm going to use this person, even when that person ain't perfect, because none of us are. Let's make this clear. Chosen ones, righteous people. You're overall righteous. You're overall righteous. But when that Holy Spirit came, y'all was struggling and battling and fighting. Some of y'all all were fighting even more once you got into the truth. Some of you all battle even more once you came into the truth. Why? Because more entities and forces came your direction because they knew you were a threat.
And this is how, and I'm going to stop it right there, but this is how we know that we're not living in a world by ourselves. We're not living in this world by ourselves. There is, and I talked about this a long time ago, like months and months ago, when I first started my channel, and I was talking about spiritual battlefield or something. I was saying it's spiritual warfare or something. I was saying, and I was talking about how, hey, Champagne, how are you? Good to see you. And I was talking about how there is some unseen entities, good or bad, that we can't see with our natural eyes. We can't see it with our natural eyes. Have you ever wondered how some people, they can get into an accident where they could have lost their life, and somehow they manage to still be alive? Like, I've heard of a lot of different instances, and I'm gonna tell you a story. My grandmother had experienced this as well. My grandmother had extremely long hair. Hey Tanya, how are you? Tony, I'm sorry. My grandmother had extremely long hair, and her uh, daughter-in-law at the time um, was her and her aunt, I believe, was into some type of witchcraft. I'm not sure exactly what they called it. Some people call it hoodoo. Some people say hoodoo is not witchcraft. So I don't know. Okay, but they were practicing other different type of rituals. Um, my grandfather, who had, was very likable, the woman wanted my grandfather. So her daughter in law used to do her hair, right? She used to press out her hair. And and they found out her daughter in law took some of her hair and put it in a jar with a snake. Now, this is a true story. And my grandmother told me about it. And they found out about it. They put it in a jar with the snake. And my grandmother, uh, you know, for a I'm gonna say for, I don't know how long, but I think it was for a couple of months. Um, she kind of lost her mind a little bit, and someone that knew about it told them the truth that the lady, uh her daughter-in-law got her hair and gave it to the aunt. And my grandfather, of course, he stayed there by my grandmother when she was going through that. She even had to go to a short time to a mental institution. And so once they, got, she came back to herself. I don't know what happened to the lady, but I think something tragically, I have to ask my aunt what happened to that lady, because I can't remember what happened to the lady that wanted to get my grandfather. But the daughter-in-law, I'm not saying this had something to do with it, but she died shortly after, not too long after that. I don't know. Sometimes the things that people set out for other people, like, say for instance, if you dig a ditch for a person, you set a trap for another person, you could be setting a trap for yourself. So sometimes when people be doing stuff and they do it under bad intentions, that stuff backfires and it comes back on them tenfold. So the daughter-in-law ended up losing her life at a young age. They don't know of what, right? She left my cousin, who was an infant, when she passed, when the daughter-in-law passed, the child was an infant. So you just really don't. Hey, T Smith. Hey, Mo. So you really don't know what you're dealing with, and you don't know, if you're dealing with it, who you're putting it on, because who you're actually putting it on, it actually can come back on you. Some people, some people have um protection from God, right? For those who believe in God, they have protection where there's certain things that won't touch them, even when people may try certain things. Now, this is an interesting, I keep telling people this because I need for people to understand this is not for everybody. Everybody will not be able to relate or agree, and that is perfectly fine. We all are different, and we all have a different way of beliefs, a belief system. But some things, I hope that we are open to maybe trying to understand, or maybe seeing it as, this stuff, it may can be real, so it was also another situation that I know of. He was a powerful warlock in the New York area. I think he was in either the Brooklyn or Bronx area. He was a Puerto Rican, and he was a warlock, and he was very powerful. He was a high-ranking warlock, and a woman came to him because she wanted to get her husband, because her husband had stepped out on her. So he does these spells all the time. So he said, it's no big deal. He told her what she needed to bring and how much it was going to cost. So she did everything he she did everything that he wanted her to do. So he started working on the spell. And as he was working on that spell, it was a demon that came to him, one of his spirit guides, and told him, "You can't touch her." And he was like, "Why?" He was like, she with somebody's husband. The spirit guide said, "You still cannot touch her. She's protected. She's in sin right now, but she's protected. So you can't touch her. Leave her alone." Now, this is some weird stuff, right? And you almost think that this cannot be real. This is really creepy. But there's people that actually believe this. This is people that have actually experienced this. He had to not touch the woman because that spirit told him, "Hey, you need to leave it alone," because God said, "Leave it alone." Now, if spirits, demons, or whatever you want to call it, ghosts, can believe, or no, they know it's a God, I wonder how people can't understand that. I'm just saying. Have y'all ever seen a architect build a building? Most people have never seen a particular architect that actually build that particular building. But we all know that an architect actually had to build it. They had to they had to draw it, you know. They had to get the builders. They had to get all the materials. They had to orchestrate to build this particular building that they wanted to build. That's the same thing from an unseen God that we can't see. Again, I'm not trying to make people believe in anything. You can believe what you want to. At the end of the day, it's your choice. But it is something to think about. Why is it that a demon knows it's a God, but other people can't? It's pretty interesting. This guy was a very high ranking warlock. He had nothing to gain by lying at all. He lived a life for a number of years. And he also was not only a warlock, but he actually felt like he was worshiping Lucifer, Satan, or whatever. So it's something to think about. I'm not telling people what to believe. I'm just saying it's something to wonder about. And a lot of times you find out that people do be operating under some demonic stuff. Like some of the thoughts and some of the things that people do out of hate, disrespect, envy, jealousy, it can be a bit much. People now have no I would say they have no love when they see people. They have no, I see this person as another human being. I really want you guys to think about this when you guys, even with yourself, if you have dealt with a lot of this kind of thing, if you've ever felt like somebody was watching you, and this is not to create paranoia, this is for you to see, or have you ever dealt with this? Have you ever felt like somebody was watching you, or a group has been watching you, or you've always felt like there's always something where people have tried to target you for a particular reason? I'm not talking about because you a messy person or you a person that's always causing problems. I'm not talking about that type of person. I'm talking about somebody that actually, especially if you mind your business and you stay in your lane. Have y'all ever felt like that? I'm just curious. But it's something to think about. And if you don't look and see what's going on in this world, how people can just kill babies. Told y'all last week. Do y'all remember I told y'all that story about my coworker? Her friend's son ended up unaliving himself in front of his 2-year old and his 4-year old and his wife with a shotgun. So half of his head was blown off in front of his 2 kids, babies. Now that's extreme. That's extreme. Oh, yeah, that's extreme. And I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because it's so unreal, the stuff we see out here. I saw another story today where it was a woman in North Carolina. Her and her husband was going through some difficulties. She left and went to go live with her brother, and I think she took the 2 kids. So when she took the 2 kids to live with her brother, the husband came to the house. Hey, Diane. Hey, Real Chase. The cousin came to the house. I mean, not the cousin. The husband came to the house and shot and killed her brother, shot and killed her. Then went home and shot himself. Now, there's some real stuff going on here. And this was just within a week, North Carolina. You hear more and more violence in the not only in the hood areas, you hear violence in the upper class, in the class where they don't have, hey, Miss Artens, they don't have to worry about money. You got a man who was an attorney, a white, he was a Caucasian man. He was a very prominent attorney, and I forgot where it was, but the state. Do you know that man killed his one of his sons and his wife, and he tried to kill the other son, but the son got away. The one of the other sons got away for insurance money, and then act like it was somebody that came in to rob them. Hey, worldwide, people have no type of love. They have no empathy. They have no sympathy, no compassion, just as a human being. Something has to be wrong, y'all. And if people can't see that it's something wrong out here and it ain't just surface stuff, like it's something deeper than that. And sometimes it is mental illness, because some people do struggle with mental illness, and that's basically an imbalance in your brain, chemical imbalance. But some people got some dark stuff going on that goes beyond uh uh chemical imbalance in the brain. Like, this some real stuff. So like I said, this message might not be for you, but it is something to think about, because as we look outside in this world, people have no remorse. They have no remorse. There's so many stories that we can just look up on YouTube if we don't look at the news. Because I used to hate looking at the news because it's depressing. It's depressing to watch the news. I'm gonna be honest with you. But it some of, like I said, it's real. It is what it is. It is what it is. It's hard. She said it's hard to believe, but most must remember who kicked who out of heaven. Demons are real. Empaths uh, uh are protected by God. Okay, empaths. Yeah, I've heard of that. About empaths. Yeah, it's good to see you, Chase. Um, I was shot in broad daylight and seen the fire come out of the gun. Dang. The bullet hit exactly where I was sitting, but I was untouched. Now that's strange. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. Julia says, I have, my whole neighborhood hates me because of one person. They don't even know me, but it's cool. The Most High keeps me straight, but I stay aware. Julia, yeah, I understand. Jesus said they hate me. Wow. But like I said, this stuff is real. Like I say, there's just so many stories I can go down the list and tell you guys about. But I had to tell you about those two. Like I said, I heard of that when, with my grandmother. That's kind of how I knew about a lot of the witchcraft, because um, her people came from Louisiana. So a lot of the things she knew about due to her mother and her grandmother. And you hear stories and you're like, man, that stuff ain't real. That stuff ain't real. Like them old folks say, keep living. You'll find out. Something ain't right. Something is not right, y'all. Um, I would love to open my panel. I don't know if anybody would like to come up, but if you would, you can just put a one in the chat. I'm not letting everybody up due to the fact we are dealing sometimes in a demonic world where people think it's okay to violate your channel. So I am very cautious now of who comes up. But if you would like to come up, you're more than welcome. Just put a one in the chat and I'll put the link now. But it's something that you guys um, have to really pay attention to what's out here. And if you can't see it, if you can't comprehend it, it still does not mean it doesn't exist. It does, it it it, it is weird. A lot of this stuff out here is weird. I want you guys to put a one in the chat if y'all want me to play it just a little bit longer. If not, I understand. We'll move on. But monitoring spirits are really real. It's people that sit back and they are sometimes used. Um, you know, most of it is because of them having ill will or ill intent for you. um, they're trying to, like I said, study you to see where you're vulnerable, so where they can hit you with. So, sometimes monitoring spirits, it may not always be it may be a person practicing uh, up under a monitoring spirit, which they don't even know why they're monitoring you. They're just monitoring you, but there's something behind it. And it sometimes it is out of envy, is out of jealousy, it's out of hatred. It's something behind the motive of the spirit that is the person is using. uh Narc says, I have a family from Louisiana. I heard of many things, so yes, it's very real. However, we got to stay prayed up and woke. Correct. Everything I know about this came from Mama. I hope I'm pronouncing it. I didn't believe it until I saw it from see it for my your young self. Beware of strangers. Pray over those who allow into your space. You ain't lying. You ain't lying. Selena, it's biblical about what is going on in the world. It's called good versus evil. The world puts mental illness on certain people, but the real it is demonic spirits. These people are demonic possessed. Wow. Diane said one, T said one, and Randy said one. Okay.
But nonetheless, your heart and your spirit, which only the Most High can judge the intentions of your heart, he knew that this is one of mine. This is one of my children that's going in the right direction, that is going to really elevate and grow and build. And I'm going to use this person because I love that person. And that person is off limits. It's just certain people you do not mess with. And this is for you witches, warlocks, wizards, demented people, jealous people, haters, people who just can't get right with themselves, so they project on others. You got to understand, grace is running thin. And what I want to say to all the elected and the chosen ones, when the payback comes, when the Lord really starts to judge these people, don't get soft. Now, we don't wish nothing on nobody. We don't wish nothing bad on nobody. But don't get soft when you start seeing people getting taken out of here. Don't get soft when you start seeing people lose their livelihood, their lives, their minds, all of it. Why? Because guess what? They made a conscious decision on purpose to try to cause chaos, destruction, and havoc in your life. They made that decision. I don't want to see nothing happen to nobody. We try our best to mind our business, right? Some people get angry and hateful towards you just because you ain't reciprocate the same energy they have for you. That's how demented they are, because they cannot feed off of your power.
Wow. I've had this happen to me many of times. Um, and it's almost scary. I've had this to happen, and a lot of the times people really they get mad because you don't do what they want you to do. You don't feel or want what they want or want them. And sometimes they do stuff like this, and when they get back at you, they try to bury you. They try to destroy you. They try to destroy your reputation. They try to make you seem to others as if you're evil or unattractive. They do things like that, and it happens. It happens to men and women.
They have dedicated themselves to try to destroy you and take you out. You didn't make that decision for them. You wasn't given no grace. You wasn't given no opportunity from them. They said, no, you're going to give me your energy or I'm going to take you out. That was their mentality. They let those demons, archons, and demons, shadow beings possess them and take them over and go on a dummy mission like crash dummies. They did that. We didn't do that. So don't go growing soft when you start seeing people around you just dropping like flies who didn't have your best interests at heart. People who really was conniving and two-faced it, and
Hey, Channel 4 this.
People who really just wanted to see you destroyed. People who can't get over themselves and their own personal problems. Don't be surprised if they start dropping like flies. I'm not saying you celebrate their downfall. Hey, never celebrate when somebody gets removed. Never celebrate when somebody gets just annihilated out here. But you got to understand, when you come into this truth, when you walk in the narrow path, the road less traveled, there's going to be demons and witches and warlocks, gang stalkers, perpetrators, weirdos, NPCs, meat suits. All these things are going to come forth. All these things are going to come out of the woodworks, and they're going to try to destroy you. So we're talking about high levels of witchcraft and magic is going on right now. And I want everybody to pound that like button. Pound the like button on the video. I'm dropping a lot of nuggets for y'all right now. And you know what the scriptures tell us? You know what the scriptures tell us? I suffer not a witch to live. I suffer not a witch to live. Meaning, listen, they are living on borrowed time. When they come against the elected, God's chosen with some witchcraft, they're living on borrowed time at that point. And the Most High has been showing me some things that are some tough visuals. I've been having some visions, and I'm not trying to make it like I'm over everybody and I'm the only one who have visions and dreams. But I've been having some visions of the big payback. You know, the big payback, James Brown. And the demons that's being released from Shield, the veils that's being lifted in this current time, in this juncture, in this dispensation, it is about these spirits are about to wreak havoc on those who are coming against the chosen. They're going to wreak havoc, and it's going to be ugly, y'all. It's going to be real ugly. There was a video I shared. There was a video I shared where this lady was burning sage in her home. She was burning sage in her home, and all of a sudden pots and pans start jumping off the damn stove. And this was caught on a ring light. Mind you, ladies and gentlemen, none of that footage was altered. None of it was manipulated in no form or fashion. I've been warning people for years about burning sage. Nobody want to hear me. They like, it's just spiritual. You know, it's just cleansing the air. I'm like, hey, anywhere in the Bible do it tell you to burn sage? Is it anywhere in the Bible? Now, I do see scriptures about burning incense, such as frankincense and myrrh, but it's not even for spiritual reasons they will burn the incense. The incense, and the few occasions I seen it, it was for purifying the air, not literally cleansing scriptures. It's about air purification. That was a scent that our people liked. It just smelled good. The kings would have frankincense and myrrh and incense in their homes. The queens would have it. You know, it was like a great thing back then, right? It was like something lavish to have.
Okay, I want to speak to those that came in. Life with Tashana. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. How are you, sweetie? Hey, Patrick. How are you? Good to see you, Patrick. I haven't seen you in a while. Um, yeah, Champagne, it's narcissist. They're energy vampires. That's where it starts. Convert. Yeah, and that's really what I see too. I see that the narcissist, that has a lot to do with, they call them, like Channel Forbes was saying, leeches. They will suck your energy. They will suck if you give the. That's why y'all didn't see me going back and forth a lot of times with people that I had issues with on here, because I realized it was something that they were getting from me going back and forth with them. They were getting some type of energy. They were getting some type of attention, that they wanted from me, and I knew I had to play smart. I couldn't play anymore with my emotions. And and Channel 4 is crazy, talking about she ain't burned her wig. She probably did. But I had a situation where it was this woman content creator, and she probably still does watch me because she's a freaking weirdo. Um I really don't like watching people unless, especially if it's someone that I don't too much care for. Um I really don't like watching people, and a lot of times I don't. The only time that I will is if someone says, "Hey, you need to check this out." Someone, they're saying this about you or whatever, and sometimes I will, and sometimes I'll just let it go because I'm like, I don't know these people or whatever. So it was this woman, one content creator that I once knew, and you probably heard me talk about it a couple times. The one I told you that, for those who have been watching me for a while, uh she had put some of my DMs online, to, I guess, to show that I, at one point, admired her, right? And she did that. So, and that was before I knew who she actually was as a person. Because whoever you are, it's going to come out. She was talking to another content creator, and she was probably talking to a few content creators about me. And the other content creator, the male content creator, he didn't really know anything about me. He was just going by what she said. And she was in the text, from what I could see, she was over here watching my content, saying that, oh, she's trying to be like me. She's trying to do this and trying to do that, just like me. Look at this fool over there. So she's watching me this whole time. And I didn't even think that she would even be watching me like that, because I wasn't watching her like that. I would only, every now and then, and I couldn't stand to watch her for 5 minutes. But every now and then, when someone would tell me and that she was talking about me, sometimes I would just look at it for 5 minutes. I'm like, let me stop this, because I can't reach out and touch this heifer. So let me just move on. But she was doing this and watching me the whole time. She was watching how I dressed, what the words that I said, how I said it. It was just a weird kind of thing. And then she was telling other people and talking about me to other people. And I thought that was the weirdest thing, because the only thing I was gonna do is talk about how, when I would say stuff, I would say how mean spirited and whatever else. But other than that, I didn't have no too much more to say, because I said what I had to say. But I never would sit there and just observe this person like they had observed me, and how they were telling other people, and had other people looking at me crazy too. These people are strange out here, and this is this is people like this. They practice under a monitoring spirit, where they watch you, They watch to see how you say things and what you do, and all this weird stuff, how you dress, how you look, so that they can pick you apart, so that they can use it to make themselves feel better about their lousy life. And that's what people do to you, whether you believe it or not. Some of you have are very talented. Some of you are very attractive. There's something about you that makes you stand out, and there's somebody that's watching that does not like that. They are repelled by that, but they're also fascinated at the same time. You really need to pay attention. If they're always lurking and watching you, but they never you know, they never have anything great to say or good to say about you. It's really sad, but it happens out here and people do it all the time. Like I said, I never would have thought this woman was watching me that closely. But she was, and she probably still is. And then she'll turn around and say people are jealous of her. People are envious of her. Copy and paste. Right, Nard. But then they say you copy and paste. And it was one time I was listening to somebody else doing a reaction, because I tried my best to keep from over there, because like I said, I don't like watching people that disturb my spirit, and I don't like giving people I don't like a view. But somebody was playing this person's content, and she was trying to talk very calm and very nice. She was basically, you know how I sound? She was basically trying to sound like that, where before she's rough and tough with her afro puffs. She one of them. I'm a gangster. All I do is like to talk shit. F you, MF, all this kind of weird stuff. So she wanted them. But then she wanted to, yes, and da 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 da, trying to talk all, sound all sweet. And I said, I'll be damned. Who she been watching? Who she been observing? Because that ain't her. People that have a monitoring spirit, they will watch you so that they can duplicate or imitate you. Basically, right, Champagne, they're mirroring. That's what they do. They have no real identity of their own, but they say that they're the baddest MFer, but they're basically mirroring other people because they have no identity of their own. But real recognize real, and people can see through stuff eventually. Some people can see through stuff immediately. I was one of those people that saw later on, which was unfortunate for me. But that's why you have to be really tuned in spiritually, because if you are not, you'll miss out on a lot of red flags people be showing you. Again, I ain't never been perfect, and I'm not speaking proper English when I say it. But one thing about me is I ain't trying to tear nobody down just because. You would have to do something to me to want to do something to you. There's people that don't have a reason. They have just not liked themselves that much, like they pretended like they do. Because there's some people that pretend like I love myself. I'm the baddest MF. I'm the baddest B. But really on the inside, they so busy comparing themselves to other people and copying and pasting other people, they don't know who they are. And the part that they do know about themselves, they actually hate, because they trying to be like other people. Yeah. All right, Miss Artens. People that have a monitoring spirits are copycats. They copy everything you do and then say you're copying after them. Now that's the funny part. When I came on here being Selena, Delisha, Maria, Conchita. Hey, capital C, what's up? Good to see you. I came on being me. I came on telling the experiences that I had and how, in some ways, I've learned or somehow some things have affected me. But I didn't come on trying to be like somebody else or resemble someone else. I came on with my own style, my own lingo, my own little accent, my own way of thinking, and I did me. So whoever wanted to rock with it, that was cool. Whoever didn't, hey, you can keep going to the next person. But you got people that is out here that copy everything somebody else do, but somebody copying after them. Selena, are you Puerto Rican? No, I am not. I'm not Puerto Rican. Um, yeah. So right, it's called discernment. They don't like you, but yeah, I think that is so weird. And this person wants to swear up and down that I really try to be like them. And at one point you want to see the best in people, right? I was a person that used to be like, okay, I tried to trust people face value. Tried to give everybody a chance. But then, when stuff don't start looking right, and I'm starting picking up subliminals where I think you may be sneak dissing me, and then I feel that people that care for me are looking at this and they're saying, I think she might be sneak dissing you. I'm not for sure. And you try to believe the best in people. You just have to go by what is actually going on and not what you want to believe. You want to believe in the best in people, but the fact of the matter is, a lot of people sometimes in this day and time, they're just disingenuous. They're not real. And I can't stand people that are the fakest people, the messiest people, always calling and pointing the finger at people, calling them messy, calling them fake. But you have people that do that. But you want to believe the best in people. And then, you hope that they're actually the person that you're thinking that they are in their head from what they've shown you, right? Then you start picking up stuff and you start seeing stuff. And you're like, wait a minute, this is not adding up. This is not making sense. Why do I feel like this person is sneak dissing me? Why do I feel like this person is undercover saying little sly stuff to me, online? Why do I feel like there's something behind this, right? And then you start paying attention and you start seeing this person got a problem with me, and you really don't even know exactly what you did. But you know what? The people I have problems with, I know exactly what they did to me. But you ask them what I've done to them, and they can't tell you. That's because, ladies and gentlemen, it's something with on the inside of them. And a lot of people do gaslighting. A lot of people do projecting and deflecting. And this is what you get on social media. You get people that don't know you from a can of paint, but they know so much about you. But when you actually pay attention and you try to use your discernment and you start being more connected with you know, I would say uh God's spirit, where you start to actually operate and start to see things in a spiritual sense, there's a lot of things that you didn't see before that you actually see now. But you have to sit back and look and observe, and, be quiet. So, A lot of times now, I'm not so quickly to allow people in my space anymore. I'm not so I'm not so quick to allow people to have conversations with me anymore like before, because you really just don't know how powerful you are until things start happening. You say, well, you actually have effect on people where sometimes negative spirits can see that. They can see that, and we all can possess it. But there's people that's out here that's actually connected to something higher than themselves, and other people can see it, and they envy it, and they're jealous of it because they want that same thing, but they could have it. They just sometimes don't want to go through the sacrifices. They don't want to go through the pain. They don't want to go through different situations or humble themselves to actually receive it. They don't like you, but want to steal your style, creativity. Shaking my head. I'm a seer, and I'm very woke and peep all things. Right. Selena, I'm the blind one. Hope you know what and who I'm talking about. I'm the blind one. Hmm. I'm gonna have to think about that, Randy. I'm trying to see what you're saying. I'm loving the conversation. I'm finally able to conversate with like spirited minds. You're right. Thank you. Say it again, Selena. I came on here being my authentic self, not knowing I was going to. Okay, booger wolves. Oh Lord. Hey, Paulding. How are you? Good to see you. Hey, no drama. Good to see you. You said you ain't gonna do nothing. Some of these people on here, and they turn right. You don't have to do nothing to these folks. These people crazy. Ooh, I'm telling you, they are some weirdos out here in these streets. You have to isolate yourself from people and trust no one. But I'm telling you, but God, and you really do, because I always, my daddy used to always tell me that. My daddy would tell me one thing I can take from my daddy, and this was very true. He said, trust no one. But on the flip side of that, you gotta trust some people to a certain extent, right? You can't just walk around just you just have to have wisdom when dealing and trusting with people. And you trust people to a certain extent. You don't put your full trust in anybody. I don't care if it's your mama or your daddy or your husband or your wife or your significant other. Um, you really trust you have to have limits on your trust with people and trusting people. When you tapped into righteousness, wickedness is going to always come. Right, capital C. When you want to do the right thing, why is evil always present? Because let me tell you what my counselor described. They say that she was telling me. She said, Selena, you are like a light, and you know how moths, they are attracted to light, but they are also repelled by it because they can't stand the heat. They can't stand the flame. You guys are like a light. People are going to be attracted to you. They're going to see something about you that they actually like and admire, but they can't get close to you because of what you have. So that's, if nothing else you got from this, know that you possess something that somebody envies, right? Somebody envies, somebody jealous, somebody wants to duplicate, somebody wants to copycat, somebody, as Narc says, wants to copy and paste, right? You have it. And sometimes you can't be so surprised because you're like that light where the moth is attracted, but it's also repelled at the same time. That was the best analogy that I've ever heard when she told me about it, because I just couldn't understand certain things. Again, I ain't never been perfect. But one thing I have always said, that I always tried to leave people alone. I always tried to mind my business and do my thing. If I fooled with you, I fooled with you. If I didn't, I didn't. Right. So when I kind of experienced certain things, I didn't understand why. And when she told me that, it started to make sense, because I'm really trying to do what is right for the most part. I'm trying to learn to uh, take accountability for my faults. And I'm also learning to know when to shut up, because everything does not need a discussion. Everything does not need to be a argument or a fight with anybody. But sometimes there has been situations where I felt like people or a person may have tried to attack my character because of their own hatred for whatever reason, or their own envy or whatever. I've never been a person that went around and say, "Oh, everybody's jealous of me." No, that's never been my thing. And anybody that says that is a liar from the pits of hell. Um, but one thing I have experienced on here, and this is just on YouTube, I have experienced a lot of different hatred that is, it's actually different. Usually you're used to hatred when you've done something to somebody, and you can understand. But then you get another type of hatred to where it's like you've never met people before. You never sit down, had a conversation with them. You never went out to eat with them. You never, uh, just really been close friends or friends with them. And the way that they react and carry on, it's almost unbelievable. But it's just like I said about the moth and the flame. They're attracted by you and repelled at the same time. My whole point of this live is to expose people, for those who have not been exposed, and most of you have been, to what is a monitoring spirit and how does it operate. I really feel like this stuff exists because I do believe that there is evil and good. Hey, CC. And if you don't believe that, then I really just don't know what to tell you. I don't judge you, but I do think that you need to just pay a little bit more attention with your surroundings, pay more attention to what is going on in the world as a whole. Everything is not always black and white. There is some things that we will never know until we cross over. For those who believe in crossing over to whatever destination you end up in, but there's some things out here that we have not tapped into, and that's because a lot of times we are so carnal minded that we can't see it, or sometimes we just don't want to see it, right? Test the spirit of people. Yes, especially on this app. Spirits of the air, who did God give dominion over the air? Right. He gave For those who believe in evil and good, he gave Lucifer the reins to be in over the air, the prince of the air. But a lot of people don't believe in it because a lot of people don't believe in God. And that's your prerogative, right? So again, I have not trying to make anybody believe in God. Like I said, really for those who are not interested, you can always tune in on another live where I'm not talking about it. But a part of who I am, I'm never going to deny what I believe either, just to appease other people. But my job, what I don't want to do is go around just offending people. But I do understand that there's just some things that either way, I'm going to offend people either way. But please don't put in my comments about, who those people that will come and listen, that I'm trying to make anybody believe in anything they don't want to, because that's a lie. Okay. I'm just opening people to something different, and to something that they could maybe try to open up to, right? So that's what I'm doing. I like to have discussions. I like to talk about different things um that may be a little touchy feely. People always say don't talk about religion and politics. Why not? People need to stop being so overly sensitive. We need to accept each other's differences and look at them for what they are and move on. Thank you, Champagne. I appreciate you. Thank you for. I hope you subbed up to me as well. Thank you, Randy, so much. Randy, I still didn't get what you saying, and I'm a little slow today. I am tired, a little tired, but I didn't catch it. But maybe if I think about it, I will. It'll come to my mind. Thank you, Cece, for coming through. Thank you, Commander. But like I said, it is a spiritual warfare going on out here, right? Miss Hortensis, between good and evil. You got to figure out what side you on. So, I hope to be on the right side. But guys, I'm glad that I had this discussion with you. Thank you for being patient with me and helping me to get through this live, because like I said, sometimes these lives are very they're different, and I always want to get out of my comfort zone to talk about certain things, and this is a thing that I really felt like that, getting out of my comfort zone, talking about it. Hey, April, how are you? Good to see you, Miss April. Y'all check out Miss April Showers Network. And who else got a channel here? Narc got a channel, Narc Slayer. I shared one of her lives. But yeah, y'all check out Miss April. Capital C is a wonderful poetry artist. He also does music, wonderful music. Let's see who else in here. And he says, always say the Lord's Prayer every morning when you wake and every night before you sleep, and believe every word that you speak. Right. Guys, I thank you so much for coming through. It's a blessing just to have a few people in here, more than five. So thank you for that. Thank you, Randy, for joining me. Thank you, Diane. I appreciate you for coming through. Um, and guys, y'all check out New Breed Global. This guy has some great content for those who are actually into this. Thank you for coming through, T1000. I hope you will come back. I hope you subbed up. Make sure y'all press the notification. The next time I go live, most likely, God willing, will be I think it's Wednesday. I said I was gonna do a live Wednesday, and I was gonna tackle the Cam Newton situation. I know some people have been talking about it, but thank you, Tariq, and thank you so much for blessing me. Thank you, Captain Wolf. I don't know if you were sticking around. Captain Wolf's a mess. Hey, thank you, Philly. Philly's always encouraging every time I see him. Every time. Tariq, don't stay too long away because I hadn't seen you in a while. You were one of my first subs, Tariq. So I appreciate you. Yeah, y'all check out Capital C. He got some good stuff, and check out Narc Slayer. Narc, make sure you put your stuff in there. We had Magnificent Taylor. What's up, Peep Gang? How are you? How you doing? That was my first YouTube husband. Yeah, y'all check out Capital C. He has a wonderful channel. Peep Gang. Yeah. Thank you. And Philly, that's exactly what I want to keep doing is being me. Uh I really do. And I'm gonna continue to do that. Peep Game, I don't know if you was here earlier, but you probably know who I was talking about. Hey, Naturally Too. How are you? Y'all, and Naturally Too is a young lady. She's building up her channel as well. She's trying to. She does a lot of things with natural hair for those who are interested in that. I'll check her out as well. Yeah, you come back. I appreciate you and all the people that come through and support me. Whether it's by 5 minutes or the whole live, because y'all don't have to do that. Now, did anybody want to come up? Just put a one in the chat if you wanted to come up. Yes, you should keep in you. Okay, I appreciate you too. Did anybody want to come up? Y'all can put a one in the chat before I exit stage left. I always say that. Exit stage left. Just put a one in the chat. Because like I said, I'm not letting everybody up here because honey, these people are nuts. Trying to show you they little ding dong. Peep game, do you still Oh Lord. Captain Wolf, be nice. Be nice, Peep game. Captain Wolf, you a little troll, boy. That Captain Wolf be tough. Captain Wolf, I'm just curious because I know you was a troll everywhere, but I wonder what made you come over here and because I talk about a lot of deep issues, but you are always clowning around in these chats. What made you decide to sub up to me and come over here? I'm just curious because you are nut. You really are, but it's so fun. You and it's somebody else, Raw. He's another troll. His name is Raw, and I used to mess with the Real and Ronald, all them trolls. But Captain Wolf, you're always very funny in these chats, and I was just curious what made you sub up to me. Yeah, you are so much fun. Y'all, Peep Gang said leave him alone, but I'll just be glad. Like I said, thank you. I appreciate you, Captain Wolf. You like my content. Yeah, because you be on people's heads, boy. I said, look at Captain Wolf cutting up. Hey, Selah, what's good? How are you? Oh, yeah. It's very interesting. Like I was talking about how people like they just be watching you, watching how you move so they can attack like a either a lion or a snake. I hope you're doing well, Selah. Good to see you. But as you say, these folks crazy. Yes, indeed. But it's all good because guess what? I'm gonna be Selena at the end of the day. Hey, Atmosphere, what's good? You gonna come up on my panel one time, Atmosphere? Thank you, Natural Tude. I appreciate you. You gonna come up one time, Atmosphere? Get out them bushes, boy. Captain Wolf, I ain't never heard you talk, but I think it would be hilarious. Okay, I'm looking forward to that, Captain Wolf. We will finally hear what Captain Wolf has to say, honey. Captain Wolf is a mess. Vince is going live. Vince the Sniper. He's one of my mods. He's going to be going live pretty soon. Oh no, he's going live. Oh, this is another day. Lord, look at me. I definitely need to get some sleep, honey. I'm just talking and talking away. But I appreciate you guys for coming through. I can't say it more than I just can't say it enough that y'all spend time to come over here. Thank you, Tanise. Now, Tanise, I already know what time it is. Tanise, have you been in the bushes? Oh, okay. Dropping to now. Tanise, she let me know what time it is. You gotta have friends that will let you know what time it is. They have to tell you the truth. You can't always oh, okay. You can't always have friends that tell you what you want to hear because that ain't gonna work. That's not gonna work. But guys, love y'all to Reese's Pieces. Thank you for any cash apps or any super chats that I received today. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Tariq. You made my day. Oh, okay. You've been finishing up with work. Yeah, Tanise is my girl too. But love y'all to Reese's Pieces. I'm finna get some rest because it's Tuesday. God willing, I hope everybody has a good rest of the week. Make sure that you press the notification button so when I do go live on Wednesday, or any other day, you will be aware of when I'm going live, as well as press the like button. And if you can, I really appreciate that support. And if you haven't subscribed, I hope that you will subscribe to me. And yeah, I hope you can be a part of the Selena family, the Selena Knights. So I'm gonna call y'all Selena Knights. Thank you for being a part of my live. Thank you so much again, Tariq. Y'all be good. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to be good and stay on the right path. At least stay on a good path. Thank you, Nitty Gritty. How are you? Nart, can you put Nitty Gritty's channel in the chat for those to sub up to Nitty Gritty? Yeah, y'all check out New Breed Global, man. He got some good stuff. Oh, you've been listening from the bushes. Okay. Well, come out. I'm glad you came out them bushes to let me know you was here. Thank you. If you can put her link in the chat, Nart, for people to sub up to her. She also has a great channel as well. Like I got a lot of content creators in here that you guys need to check out. So yeah, I'm just really happy that you guys came through today. Like I said, I just want to just say grace y'all with this. Like I said, this was different. I know some of y'all probably like, oh Lord. Because people do not like talking about God. They don't like talking about anything that's spiritual religious sometimes. So um I just wanted to kind of just let y'all know what I saw and what I feel like I have experienced or saw in certain situations. So y'all check out Nitty Gritty. I am subbed up to Nitty Gritty. So y'all check her out. So girl, hopefully you should be at 600 now and anybody else that subs up to you. We gonna I'm about supporting other people because guess what? We in this together. Especially if you're a small content creator, upcoming creator, you need as much help as you can get. You need as much people to get you exposure. Because really, it's tough out here. It is tough out here. So I think Thank you all for coming through. Thank you, Nark. I hope everybody understood what I was trying to, what I was saying, and and I tried to break it down as best as I could. And thank God for New Breed because he broke down a lot of it as well. But I just wanted to expose people to certain things that maybe they have not been exposed to. So that was my goal. Not to get you to believe in anything that is, that you don't want to believe, because, like I said, I respect people's religious beliefs, but I also hope that other people can respect mine as well, and we can all exist together. Just different ways of thinking and different ways of beliefs. And there's nothing wrong with having conversations about this. That's what's wrong with people. Now they can't have conversation about something because they so upset and overly sensitive or too sensitive. And it's just like, yo, come on. People are not going to think the way you think, and that is okay. People are not going to believe the way you want to believe, and that is okay too. But there's nothing wrong with seeing other different sides of it. Do you know how many different type of beliefs that I actually hear people talk about, and I listen to them without judging them, whether I believe in what they believe in or not? I mean, that's what adults do. They have conversations. They can agree to disagree respectfully. And that's what people need to learn to do more. And I, like I said, political, that when it comes to politics and religion, people get crazy with you. It's like, my God, what is going on? So I'm passionate about a lot of things, but my goodness, I do know how to allow other people to think differently than I do. So no, I'm like, yeah, be open minded. I'm open minded to certain things too, even though there's just some things I'm gonna stick to because that's what I know and believe, and not from what grandmama told me, but from living life. I enjoyed you, no drama, and I'm glad that I didn't bore nobody tonight. At least I hope I didn't. Y'all be blessed, and remember to let's all try to do better. Let's all try to advance in our lives, and let's just treat people like we want to be treated. How about that? That's the most easiest, simplest thing that we could, do. But it's so hard, seems like, for some people. It's so hard. So, y'all be good. Good night, everyone. Love you to Reese's Pieces. Bye.